Salutations, everyone. This is Sean, the Salvage Savant, and today I figured I'd try a new little video idea I had called pint-sized presentations. These are just going to be short, miniature, little PowerPoint-style presentations where I'll be going over different topics of interest to me, different ideas I've had, and just giving your feedback, or perhaps just sharing knowledge with you. So today's topic is going to be a very simple one, but one that is also very near and dear to my heart, called How to Salvage 101. I love salvaging. I love fixing stuff up and getting it passed on to other people and just keeping stuff out of landfills. And I think when I first started, like many people, had a misconception, which is that I think most people, when they think of salvaging, tend to think of it as like we see here with the crane, just heavy amounts of metal, tons of involved stuff, or they think it's almost like a sci-fi fantasy twist where we have our steampunk engineers here. And yes, while that can involve a salvaging element, that is not salvaging as it applies to the real world at all, basically. I think people tend to assume you need a lot of experience or a lot of skill sets in order to salvage, and that is just simply not the case. In fact, it is almost entirely mindset as opposed to mastery. So the main things that you need to salvage, or do a lot of different things creatively as it is that you need a desire. You have a desire to learn how to salvage. You have the ability to pick up skill sets, as we can see here with the figure of the book, and you have a can-do attitude. And that just means that you're willing to give it a shot, because no one starts out knowing how to do anything. We all have to learn that as we move along. And so this is just a mindset thing more than mastery. So first, there's 3 simple steps in order to properly salvage. First off, you need to have an item, something that you want to save or keep out of the landfill or bin. These 3 items I have up on the screen here were all items I found in garbage bins, all dumpsters. All I really needed was a bit of cleaning off. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't had a chance to test the drill yet, but I'm pretty sure all these items work just fine. These dog blankets were brand new. I do not know what happened, but somebody received them in a cardboard box from Amazon. They were still in the Amazon box, opened up the top tape, resealed it, and threw it away. And the blankets inside, there was no water, no dirt. They were brand new, probably fresh from the factory. So don't know quite why those were thrown away. The toys, a little soapy water, cleaned it right up. And then the drill itself, as far as I can tell, works just fine. I think the only issue was that it had a slightly rusted chuck, and that was basically it. Second step is I just call it soap and scan. Basically, what you want to do is give the item a little TLC using either soapy water or multi-surface cleaner, which you can get from any grocery store in concentrate form, mixed with your own batch. Sometimes a little bit of steel wool for your metal items. Basically, you want to go around the outer enclosure, the surface of the item, and just give it a good wash down. Get rid of any of the germs, grime, dust. And not only does this help clean it off and makes it easier to handle because you don't have sticky stuff or whatever on it, you also get a chance to check out the item, which can often help times allow you to spot any damages. This is especially important with electronic items. All those little power cables tend to get damaged over time. So while cleaning it, you can check for any obvious signs of wear and tear or severe damage that you might have to address before even turning the thing on. And that's step 2. So what step 3 is now it's like, okay, if the item has been cleaned up and it's in great condition, congratulations, you've salvaged something, you've saved it from the garbage bin, no problem, no issue, you're all good to go. However, occasionally you'll have like a crack, a chip. I salvaged several CDs, for example, and what the issue was is they were not playing even after a basic clean that I had done. And so what happens then is like, okay, now I have to figure out how do I fix whatever issue this is. And that's where the internet is wonderful. So you have sources like YouTube and Google, of course. And there are also, for more of the electronic side of things, where you get into a bit more complex, sometimes problems, iFixit is a wonderful resource where you can type in virtually any electronic item, and there are actual either written out with pictures or full-on video tutorials on if you are troubleshooting an item, here's how to troubleshoot it, and if you've encountered this issue, here's how to fix that particular issue, or what are the most common problems that cause that issue that you're encountering. So these are all wonderful free resources. They're available to anyone who has an internet connection, and your local library or coffee shop, if you don't own a computer, will have one available for you. And yeah, here's how you can fix stuff. And you can learn basically any fix you want. Again, going back to those CDs I mentioned earlier, it turned out that I had to use toothpaste on the back because the toothpaste helped to scour off the surface a bit where there were apparently some stuck on grime, and that fixed the issue for me. Another great example is that drill I showed off earlier. I think the reason the person threw it away was because the chuck had gotten a little rusty, and so a drill bit had actually rusted into the chuck. I think it took me literally 3 minutes on YouTube I found a video of a guy showing here's how you can use some WD-40 and 2 monkey style Allen wrenches and basically pop it off. Worked beautifully for me like a charm, cleaned out the inside, drill's all set to go. I think all it needs now is a power source, which I'm working on right now. So yeah, that's the third step. And that's literally all you need. That is salvaging in a nutshell. You can basically, everything after that is just encountering problems and solving it. So you just keep encountering new issues with stuff and you keep learning the fixes for that issues. And honestly, I'm saving up for a soldering iron for the electronic side of thing, which I think is where most people think of with salvaging. But truth be told, a lot of big expensive items like furniture and stuff, all it needs is a little soap and water and it's good to go. And it's incredible what people throw out. I got a brand new backpack that's probably like a $70 executive style backpack. No issues whatsoever, mint condition. Somebody just tossed it away, so a little bit of cleaning and it's all good to go. And yeah, just the reasons you would want to do this is save yourself some money, keep stuff out of landfills, and the earth thanks you. We've got one planet, we've got one set of natural resources, so every single time you get to save something and reuse it, keeps it out of the landfill and all good to go. And that's honestly my last note and everything you need to know about salvaging or any other creative ability, really. So with that in mind, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. Links to iFixit and everything else will be down in the description below, along with a link to Ko-fi if you want to buy me a coffee or whatever. And otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.